Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to talk about the ranked battles. I will say my opinion about the tanks which in my humble opinion are powerful for ranked battles, tanks which are not so powerful, and we will speak overall what are the strategies to play in the ranked battles. So first of all, when ranked battles will start from the Monday, and it will last for 2 weeks. Now, quick highlight for every single average player or below average player, so new player. I would highly suggest and recommend not to start ranked battles in the first week. Why so? Because in the first week, percentage-wise, you are going to get so much more fluffy super unicums, and this is not going to be fun. By saying that, you will meet a lot of people which are spamming full gold and which is playing with a very, very powerful tanks, and most importantly, they know what they are doing. So first week, playing ranked battles, I would highly recommend not to start it. So this is the tip number 1, which is extremely important thing. By the way, you are entering ranked battles like this. I believe every single of you knows that. And now let's go quickly through the tanks, and I will say what do I think. Do I think the tank is worth it or not? So first of all, light tanks. I think none of the light tanks in the format 10v10 is actually worth it. I am a light tank lover. I know how to play with light tanks, but I think none of them are worth it, honestly. Why so? Because it's way more beneficial to play heavy or the medium tank. You have mobility, more likely you have armor, and you have pretty much everything what light tank does. And people will do way less mistakes in the ranked battles than in the random battles, especially in those higher stages. If you still want to play with a light tank, Ruski light tank, more likely Panhard. Those are two options in my humble opinion. So Ruski light and this one. Okay, moving on, next medium tanks. And what do we have from medium tanks? Now, the most important thing is you cannot play 907, you cannot play M60, you cannot play 121B, you cannot play Carrot. Why so? Because ranked battles are away from the special tanks, and that's good. I think this is the step to the right direction from Wargaming side. Now, speaking about the tanks which can work in my humble opinion. So E50 can definitely work, but you need to be very good in order to make this tank work. Leopard 1. As a sniper schnitzel, I think this is ideal tank, and I think it is absolutely amazing, although I'm not a big fan of Leo. I am just simply not a big fan of. Key 91 is garbage. In my opinion, 140 is good, 430U is good, and it is going to work. T62A, there is no need to play with this tank because 140 is better, so if you can, please avoid this vehicle. After that, we have Patton, and I don't really think I recommend to play with this vehicle, honestly. There is way better tanks there. Moving on, next 30B. Avoid this tank. Budget can be amazing tank, but you need to ask for RNG blessing, because if the gun will treat you like a shit, you are not going to enjoy yourself. But overall, budget can work, right? And by the way, very important thing which I want to say for every single of you is, if you are saying, skill, I love my T62A, I don't want to play with Key 91, I don't want to play with 140, you know what, it's your life, do whatever you want. I am just trying to help you out, fellas, by saying which tank is shit and which tank is actually okay for ranked battles. So that's what I am doing, my friends. So yeah, moving on. Centurion action shit, avoid it, it is garbage. 1-1, avoid it, it is garbage. STB1 is very good tank, but it is very important thing to highlight. If you are below average player, for example, or you are a new player in the world of tanks, however you would call this, go for 140. 140 will work so much better than STB1 because 140 is more forgiving. STB is better tank, but in order to play with this tank, you need to know what you are doing. Moving on, TVP, excellent tank, quick clip, reload, clip, reload. It is amazing tank, but once again, you need to know what you are doing, and you will meet quite a bit of the Kranwagens and everything, so to penetrate them is going to be a bit of the problem. CS is garbage for me. I can't stand this tank. I know there is people which loves this vehicle, good for you. I can't stand it, and I think majority of the players won't be able to stand it. So yeah, UDES 1516, if you know how to play hold down and how to use the gun depression -13, it is absolutely amazing. If not so much, then obviously 140 would work so much better. Progetto can work for sure. So those are the medium tanks, right? I went through them as quickly as possible, and just to say which tanks I like, which tanks I don't like in a way, right? Moving on next, E100 in the ranked battles, in my humble opinion, it is like a meatball. It is like 2,700 HP, and everyone will spam hits at you like there is no tomorrow. And if you are thinking randoms are no bueno, well, I would highly recommend not to play with E100. But once again, if it is your favorite tank and if you love it with all your heart, go for it. I don't recommend neither this, neither this, neither this. German tanks, unfortunately, speaking about the tier 10s, are not the place to be in the ranked battles. Obviously, you can do smart trades, you can load full heat ammunition, right? Speaking about 750 gun, you can turn to the whatever Kranwagen or something, hit him for 750 and then try to angle. That can work too, but honestly, I don't really think it is going to be the right choice. IS-4 is a very, very tricky one. I like the tank and I don't like the tank in the same time. I know that we have quite a bit of the IS-4 lover, so you know what? If it's your favorite tank, keep going. If not so much, then I would recommend not to play with it. IS-7 is Soviet classic. You can take hold down positions. You can pretty much go together with medium tanks, and honestly, I think this is a pretty solid vehicle. And skill penetration is shit. Honestly, fellas, penetration of the IS-7 is not great. It is 303 millimeters of penetration, but to penetrate medium tanks, this is going to be more than enough. Moving on with the Object 277, in my opinion, Object 277 is one of the better tanks of the heavy vehicles to play in the ranked battles, together with a Chinese counterpart was a 5A. Why so? Because both of those vehicles have great heat penetration. 340 is very, very powerful and very nice. And let's get real, fellas, not many people are playing ranked battles in the budget way. If you want to go through, you need to in a way pay for it, if that makes sense, right? You will save a lot of time for yourself. And is it possible to complete ranked battles with APs only, with a standard ammunition or high explosive? Sure, it's possible, but it is not going to be fun experience. Let's put that in this way. Anyways, moving on next, Object 705A. It is great tank for side scrapping. It is absolutely amazing, and nowadays when high explosive got nerfed, this is actually pretty damn great choice. ST2 is garbage, avoid it. E5 can work, but you need to keep in mind you have a barn on your turret, so you need protected by shaking the gun like this. And overall, E5 can work, but in my opinion, there is better choices. T57 for those autoloader lovers, why the heck not? But I think Kranwagen is better option. Same for 50B. 50B can work, but you kind of need to know very well what you are doing, at least in my humble opinion. In other words, Kranwagen is definitely better. AMAX, love me or hate me, but this tank can work in certain situations. Obviously, if people will load the gold, it is GG. But to go for one game with this vehicle, just to check it out, it is not that bad, fellas. Super Conqueror, in my opinion, can work very, very well. It is great tank. 113, I don't really think it is epic vehicle. Obviously, you still have a good heat penetration and you have DPM and you have mobility. If you love this tank, obviously go for it. If not so much, then avoid it. Type 5 heavy, you are a meatball, don't go there, it is not worth it. Vaza 55, in my opinion, this tank is going to be kind of new meta tank in the ranked battles, together with a Kranwagen and together with a 60 TP, right? I think all three of those vehicles are going to be used quite a bit, and we'll see how the things will look like. Also, moving on, Rhino honestly, I think it is just shit, and don't play with this vehicle. It's just simply not worth it. So that's what we have from the heavy tanks, my friends. Moving on with the tank destroyers. Grille can work for a couple of sniping shots, especially if you prefer slower pace gameplay, right? Jack Pizda. Well, you can penetrate someone for 1000. Yes, you can shoot dead hit ammunition, but boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be a very enjoyable experience for you. Yes, you will have battles when you will do 4000, and you will have battles when you will bounce your only chance and you are going to get farmed. So I recommend avoid this vehicle. I recommend avoid 268. Bobject can actually work. I think this is pretty damn nice vehicle. So yeah, if you like this kind of aggressive gameplay, although keep this in mind, whenever you are on the flat ground, your upper plate is easy penetratable with hits, and obviously your roof, well, not roof, but cupola is penetratable, so keep this in mind, and you will meet a lot of hit spammers, so keep this in mind. E3 can work, especially for those who love heavy tanks. To penetrate this vehicle frontally, especially whenever you are hold down, it is a pain in the ass. There is pretty much a pixel here, and if I'm not mistaken, pixel here, but it is annoying. E4 I do not recommend E4. I think there is better tanks. Foch B I do not recommend Foch B because you are flexible as a rock in swimming competition. Badger, I do not recommend Badger. I think Badger has a very, very bad combination of the things. Stage 2, if you like to troll, yeah, sure, go in one game. Either you will finish by one-shotting someone, or you will finish by getting outspotted and getting killed, so keep this in mind. China tank destroyer, hell no, and Esterway is good tank destroyer. If you like sniping, you can go for it. But overall, speaking about the ranked battle season, I would recommend I would pretty much recommend you to go with mediums or heavy tanks if it is possible. If you are tank destroyer lover, obviously who I am to judge you. Okay, now next question. Skill, are those tanks worth the bond? Skill, are those tanks worth the bonds? Capazander and Concept 1B, both of the tanks are ideal, both of the tanks are epic. Are they worth bonds? Absolutely yes. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, they are worth bonds. And I would pay 30,000 bonds for them if I would have this, right? By saying this, I mean it is just... those vehicles are pretty much one of the best or one of the strongest tanks in the game. God damn it. I mean, I am my tongue, fellas. Don't mind me. I just woke up, so my brain is a bit failing, okay? So, Concept 1B and Capazander. Both of the tanks are worth it. Which one of those two is better? I honestly do not know. I don't know. Probably depends on the playstyle, but both of the vehicles nevertheless are absolutely epic and they are legendary. Moving on next, there is another tier A tank which you can buy, and that tank is called Charlie Magne. I made a video about this vehicle already, and I honestly think the tank is a pile of shit, and I do not recommend to get this vehicle. Just don't. And there is another tank which you can buy, which is Skoda tier 7 heavy tank, and none of the tier 7 tanks are worth the 15,000 bonds or 12,000 bonds. They're just simply not worth it. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it was helpful for you. I just wanted to quick run down through every single vehicle in the game, right? Do I think it is worth it for ranked battles or not? But keep this in mind. In the end of the day, you are the one which is making decisions. What do you want to do? And if you want to play with something what I said it is not worth it, it is completely up to you. Who I am to judge you? So yeah, good luck in the ranked battles, fellas. I hope you are going to have a great time, and I hope you will enjoy yourself, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out. Peace, fellas.